In today's video I shall bequeath unto you my knowledge of the Pastel Goth fashion style. What is Pastel Goth? How do I get the Pastel Goth look? Where can I buy Pastel Goth? If you would like to know the answer to these questions and more, please hang around. If I had to describe the style, I'd say it's sort of grunge 80s 90s clothing with pastel and goth themes. For example, you will usually see cats, flowers, unicorns, bows, mermaids, hearts, mixed with spikes, crosses, bats, blood and zombies. The Pastel Goth style was certainly popularised by Tumblr. If you don't know what Tumblr is, have you been living under a rock? It's a website where you can post and share pictures, not just Pastel Goth, but you sort of follow everyone's different Tumblrs, so you get your own personal Tumblr feed of pictures that will interest you. I know a lot of people who are interested in Japanese fashion like me are also interested in Pastel Goth, so maybe you heard about it that way as well. I'm not sure if anyone can say for sure where Pastel Goth originated from, but street style fashionistas like Juria Nakagawa in Tokyo are certainly accredited for being some of the first people to wear Pastel Goth. I've noticed that some, not all, some goths are filled with a certain indignation when it comes to Pastel Goth. Sort of, they are not worthy, they don't listen to Bauhaus, they don't know who Baudelaire is. I'm really happy you're so passionate about your subculture, but Pastel Goth doesn't actually profess to be a sub-style of goth. It doesn't have any associated music or literature, which is why I call it a fashion style rather than a subculture. The style simply incorporates certain gothic visual elements like spikes and crosses and bats. It undeniably has gothic aspects to it, which is why I think calling it Pastel Goth is not a misappropriation. Anyway, now I've got that out of the way, I want to move on to giving a little overview over some associated styles. I don't profess to be an expert on any of these, so correct me if I make any mistakes. I've also done a little doodle of what I think each substyle looks like. Okay, so first of all we have Creepy Cute. Some people think that Creepy Cute is just another name for Pastel Goth. Personally, I think it can be considered a separate sub-style. I guess some outfits could be halfway in between the two, but I think that Creepy Cute has an overall sort of kawaii-ness to it, rather than westernized cute. Some things I think you see in Creepy Cute that you don't see in Pastel Goth would be sort of Japanese cartoon characters, pastel wigs, eyeballs. I think if you want to see a good example of someone who wears it, you should check out Pastel Bat's Tumblr. So New Goth. Maybe Pastel Goth is a subcategory of this, but I'm not sure. It's sort of hipster meets goth. The outfits are usually black and white and incorporate band t-shirts. I think it definitely lacks the cuteness that Pastel Goth has. It has more of a sexy, high fashion look. It often has leather, lots of spikes, zips, that kind of thing. Soft grunge. This is the category that I understand the least. To me it looks like grunge but a bit more fashionable, a bit more toned down. Yeah, it has beanies, tie-dye, Nirvana t-shirt, yin-yangs, that kind of thing. I have to admit there's a lot of overlapping between the styles. I think it's quite hard to categorise some outfits or certain individuals. But there's nothing wrong with mixing and matching. I think people should be encouraged to experiment with their outfits. However, in this video I am going to focus on sort of the cookie cutter Pastel Goth look. Right, so how can you look Pastel Goth? I would suggest you either mix and match pastel items with gothic items, or you find items that are a combination of pastel and goth in one. For example, this is a accessory I would say was gothic influenced, spikes and pleather. Then we'd have a pastel hair accessory like this, lavender flowers, or you can get something that's sort of a combination of the two with flowers and studs. Another example would be a gothic shoe like this, a pastel shoe like this, or you can have a combination of the two, something that has studs and bows. My last example would be a gothic top, chiffon with crosses, or you can have a more pastel top like this cat t-shirt I have on. It's by a Japanese brand called Candy Stripper. It has a little tulle skirt at the end, it's pretty cute. Or a top that is both pastel and gothic, like this woolly jumper that's mint with crosses on it. Hopefully you get the idea now. You can find outfit inspirations from Tumblr. My Tumblr is waywardmermaid.tumblr.com. There are also a few YouTube gurus that I think are inspired by Pastel Goth / New Goth. The most popular being Graveyard Girl. There's also Wild Young Thing and Jack Nasty Loves Me. I subscribe to them all and I really like their videos, so you should check them out. I'll link them below. So, where can you get Pastel Goth clothing? There are the more high-end brands like Black Milk, Jeffrey Campbell, Wild Fox Couture. You can also find similar expensive brands on Soulstruck or Nasty Gal or Karmaloop. But there are also plenty of high street stores that do suitable things, especially Topshop and New Look. Not so much now, but over the winter there was loads of crosses, galaxies. They've still got a few things around though. There are also a lot of independent online stores if you look hard enough. My favourite of which are Glitter Hell, Q Can Kill and I'm Your Present. They do a lot of nice pastel goth jewellery and clothing, so you should check them out. And of course don't forget that you can easily DIY a lot of pastel goth clothes and accessories. I will hopefully be putting up a few tutorials in the near future. Well, that's all folks. Hopefully I've been of some assistance to you. If you have any questions or you think there's anything that needs to be added, please leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye!